Hello guys, welcome to Supreme Mastano classes. I am going to dictate a passage for legal matter who are preparing for SP or PA examination in Punjab, Haryana court or otherwise court, Itanagar court and etc. So let's start. 5 seconds. Start. In this last ditch battle for recovery of these lands, the point raised is of the tenability of an application made for setting aside the auction sale by moving the Deputy Commissioner to exercise his suo motu powers under Section 177 of the Karnataka Land Revenue Act. Although auction sale have been affirmed long back, that application the Deputy Commissioner disposed of on 9/6/1975. For some reasons, he rejected the same, but the respondents filed another application on 17/6/1975 to the Deputy Commissioner seeking a review of the earlier order. The Deputy Commissioner, having held the application to be maintainable despite opposition by the petitioner, a revision petition have been filed from that order before the Karnataka Appellate Tribunal. The Deputy Commissioner's order was in the first instance upheld but retracted later on a review petition and an order made dismissing the revision petition. The petitioners challenge the said or per under bracket sick as also the order of the Deputy Commissioner dated 29/9/1975 holding a review petition before him to be maintainable. Sri Gopal, who appears for the auction purchaser who is aggrieved by these orders, urges that the respondents had any right at all to seek interference by the Deputy Commissioner under the provisions of Section 177 of the Land Revenue Act. This court in G.D. Naverkar versus Mysore Revenue Appellate Tribunal has settled the law on the question of exercising of suo motu power by a revenue authority under Section 177 with particular reference to its modality. It says, suffice it to the state that power is to be exercised in the interest of injustice and subject to such conditions as the authority may deem proper, and it does not confer a right on the petitioner to ask the Assistant Commissioner to invoke the issue. It was pointed out by this court in the decision referred to supra that no one has a right to move the Deputy Commissioner to exercise his suo motu powers under Section 177 of the Karnataka Land Revenue Act. In this case, review application having been disposed of by the Deputy Commissioner on 9/6/1975 may be even for wrong reasons as pointed out by Mr. Gopal. For the petitioner having become final, it seems to me that it was wrong on the part of the appellate tribunal to have lent support to the application made by the respondents demanding or seeking exercise of suo motu powers by the Deputy Commissioner acting under Section 177 of the Karnataka Land Revenue Act. Therefore, it seems to me on this short ground that the writ petition has to succeed, and hence it is. I allow this writ petition and quash the impugned order of the Appellate Tribunal and that of the Deputy Commissioner Annexure C, E, and F, no costs. This decision was challenged by the appellants by way of writ appeal before the division bench of the High Court, which, however, was summarily dismissed. Wide order dated 8/12/1989. The same reads thus: the view taken by the learned single judge with regard to Section 177 of the Karnataka Land Revenue Act does not call for interference, hence, this appeal is rejected. With the rejection of this appeal, even the issue of tenability of application under Section 177 of the Act become final against the appellants. After all these proceedings, the appellants restored to a civil suit before the civil judge (senior division) at Devanagari, being OS number 27 of 1919, for declaration of ownership and possession. In the suit, the principal issue was that in the absence of an order of the competent authority confirming the auction sale and without issuing fresh sale certificate in favor of the respondents or for that matter their predecessor in title had not acquired any right, title or interest or whatsoever over the suit scheduled property. Therefore, the possession of the suit property given to the predecessor of the respondents was required to be restored in the absence of a fresh order of confirmation of sale. The argument, though attractive at the first blush, has received deep attention not only of the trial court but of the High Court also, as can be noticed from the analysis in paras 25 and 26 of the impugned judgment, which reads thus: admittedly, in the present case, the Deputy Commissioner, without considering the application filed by the defaulter on 3/2/1966, had confirmed the auction sale of the immovable property on 7/1/1966 on the recommendation made by the Assistant Commissioner in favor of the highest bidder in the auction, namely the father of the defendants, late Sri Belkerappa. This action of the Deputy Commissioner was taken exception to by the Mysore Revenue Appellate Tribunal in the appeal filed by the plaintiff's father in appeal number 486 of 1967 (LR), and the tribunal by its order had set aside the order of the confirmation of sale passed by the Deputy Commissioner wide his order dated 3/6/1966 and had remanded the matter to the Deputy Commissioner to pass fresh order in accordance with law after considering the application filed by the plaintiff's father. On such remand, since plaintiff's father did not appear before the Deputy Commissioner on the date fixed for hearing, the Deputy Commissioner has rejected the application for non-prosecution. The order so made has reached the finality in view of the order made by this court in WP number 1810 of 1971 and in WA number 152 of 1973. Even after disposal of all these proceedings, the Deputy Commissioner has not passed any fresh order in confirming the sale pursuant to the remand order passed by the Mysore Revenue Appellate Tribunal made in appeal number 486 of 1967 (LR) dated 27/9/1967 and further has not issued fresh sale certificate. Stop. So it is the dictation, legal dictation. If you like this type of dictation, do not forget to share, subscribe, like and comment if you have any queries. Thank you.